Yeah, that's a good thing. That's definitely a good place. It's been around since 1914, and their ice cream is probably the best around.
I hear that they are. Like I say, I can't get around very well anymore, so not very likely I'll get to Freeport anytime soon. But fortunately, yeah, they're still going. I know in South Haven, Michigan, where my cousins live, they have a Sherman Dairy, which is famous for that. They just had this fantastic ice cream, but and I don't even think they own. I think somebody else owns them now too. It's just you know, a lot of the old places like we grew up with are gone, or somebody took them over and they're not as good as they used to be. But I'm becoming a big mouth, so I'll let you. I'll take my next turn. KD9EPZ back to that.
Okay, yeah, it's been a slow net all night. I don't know what's going on. I think people are probably enjoying the weather before it rains and stuff. Of course, City Market go away. You got a couple of other festivals going on in Rockford too. So that's what's going on. Cedar Crest Ice Cream in Milwaukee. Well, of course, they were a sponsor of Milwaukee Brewers of baseball. You probably never heard of them, but I'll tell you what they did. They bought out the original recipe for the Union Dairy ice cream. So anybody eats that Cedar Crest ice cream, that's the original Union Dairy ice cream that they made. Okay, Al, I'll let you go. Thanks you for checking in. And I don't know how many. I don't know how long I'm gonna continue with this trivia segment. We'll wait and see what happens. But thanks for checking in.
Okay, Jimmy. Oh, by the way, you might want to mention, if someone can't manage to make it to the VE testing session tomorrow, we will be doing VE testing at Field Day in Ogle County.
Okay, that's right. That sounds good. That's great. I'll let everybody know it. Yeah, that's 3 weeks from tomorrow. You bet. Okay, at this time, do we have any more stations we'd like to check in the Friday Night Fun then? Please go now.
Kilowatt Echo 9 Norway.
KD9MED, good evening, Kurt. What's going on with you?
Oh, not too much. I just actually got down here. I was watching TV for a little bit, and I'm working on a laptop computer for Kevin N9EGF, and I'm just kind of taking it easy on a Friday night.
Okay, sounds good. And speaking of N9EGF, he checked in earlier. He was out. He was driving there.
Okay, no, that sounds good. So, are you saying that it's a little slow tonight?
Yes, it is definitely so. For whatever reason, I think people are out enjoying it. It's supposed to rain tomorrow, and I think people. It was a warm day today anyway, and I think people are out enjoying the weather. So you're checking the number 19 that's in that. So definitely slow tonight.
Well, that's the way it's going to go sometimes. It's not always real busy, but boy, it sure was a nice day today. And well, I saw Matt today, and he was filling me in on you guys stopping for lunch.
Yeah, I was just telling Al about that. We stopped at Union Dairy on the. He was bringing me home there from the swap meet and social. We both had Chicago hot dogs. They say you're not supposed to put ketchup and mustard on a Chicago hot dog, but I did with mine anyway.
Hey, who cares what someone else thinks? You eat it the way you want, just like anything else. It doesn't matter what people think. If they don't like it, tell them to go inside or something.
that's for sure, that's for sure. Kurt, well, I was talking about some of the old restaurants back in the day. I'm sure you had a lot of the ones that are not in business anymore and what have you. I'm sure, but when you were growing up in your younger days, you used to stop at a lot of eating places that aren't around anymore. Do you have any favorite places?
Well, the only thing I remember is I lived outside of Stillman Valley, and there were no restaurants in Stillman. But what we would do is me and a friend of mine, and maybe someone else too, we would ride our 10-speed bikes, and we'd go over to Byron, which was 4 miles away, and they had a Dog and Suds there. Now, this would be during the summertime. So we'd go to the Dog and Suds. Now, this was the time when, like, the sunglasses, the mirrored outside of sunglasses was real popular, you know. So the part you would see with someone wearing them was mirrored, so you'd see your reflection. Well, at the Dog and Suds, you know, they hired a lot of summertime help, just meaning usually car hops were just gals from the high school or whatever. Well, we got them believing that our mirrored sunglasses were actually X-ray glasses, and we could actually see through their clothes. And we would just sit on our bicycle seats and watch them walk up and down and up and down, and we would just stare at them. And, man, I'll tell you, they would get pretty red in the face because they were so impressionable. They didn't know if we were full of it or not.
It was great, Kurt. We used to have a Dog and Suds here in Freeport. We used to stop there and eat there quite a few times. That was a good... that was one of the best places around. They had the hamburgers or hot dogs or what have you. I remember the car hops and the jukebox playing. Oh, yeah. That was definitely fun times back then, early 60s, yes.
Yeah, you didn't have to worry about all these things that we got going on in society. My parents didn't worry about me riding my 10-speed. I would ride it, you know, alongside Route 72, which went from Stillman to Byron. They didn't worry about stuff like that, and I just had to be home by, I don't know, 10 o'clock or 10:30, somewhere in there. And the only thing I remember really about riding home then was, of course, you always cut it right down to the minute. You never got home early, but you always cut it right down to the minute. So if we were running late, and I go, man, I got to really get humping on this bike and get home, we would be going pretty quick, and the worst thing in the world was when you're riding along real quick with your 10-speed, it's dark by this time, and a June bug hits you right in the forehead.
Oh, boy. I believe you're there, yeah. This is, speaking of June bugs, they should be about the time they should be coming out now, so okay. So, I believe you. Did you ever have lights on those bikes or not?
Oh, yeah, we did. Yeah, I had a backlight, and then I had a generator, you know, so the faster you'd pedal, the brighter the light would get. So, no, I had a light on the front, and then I had a red one on the back. But I can remember that, man, and we were going pretty quick, and a June bug would hit you and just about knock you off your bike. The second worst thing was when you accidentally swallowed a firefly.
This K9G started Friday Night Fun, K9RFD Repeater and Rockford transmitting for Friday Night Fun, etc. in Freeport. The ID went up during your last transmission. Oh, boy. I bet you that was fun. Oh, boy. Swallow those lightning bug. Oh, boy.
And they don't taste very good either. So anyhow, but I remember the restaurants and stuff like that. It was only one. They just had one Dog and Suds in Byron. They didn't have McDonald's, Burger King, or any of that stuff. It was just a Dog and Suds, and we'd go over there and just stare at those car hops and tell them, oh, yeah, these glasses, we can actually see kind of through your clothes there a little bit. And, Oh my God, they just didn't know if they could believe us or not. They'd get beat red in the face, and we'd just sit on our bicycle seat and stare at them up and down.
Oh boy, that was that's something you remember the rest of your life. That's for sure. Okay, Dean K9FLO hasn't checked it as of yet. Maybe he will. So okay, Kurt, I'm going to tell you what. I'm going to get going there. But hey, thanks for the rag chewing. This is what's great about this net. Several different nets in one. So okay, hey Kurt, thanks for checking in. We'll catch you down the log.
No problem. I'll be listening till about 10 o'clock then, Jimmy. Back to you.
Okay, sounds good there, Kurt. Yeah. This is K9GCR, the Friday Night Fun, and the K9RFD Repeater in Rockford. Do we have any more stations you want to check? Please go now. Okay, continuing on with Friday Night Fun Trivia. We're still in the technicians portion. I'm going to read a few more questions before we proceed on to the general portion. Okay. Now, what factors affect the RF exposure of the people during amateur station antenna? A, frequency and power level of the RF field. B, distance from the antenna to a person. C, radiation pattern of the antenna. D, all these choices are correct. What factors affect the RF exposure of people near an amateur station antenna? A, frequency and power level of the RF field. B, distance from the antenna to a person. D, radiation pattern of the antenna. D, all of these choices are correct. Anybody correct to answer this question?
KD9MED.
Go ahead, Al.
The ever so popular D is in Delta.
You are correct, Al. You are correct. What factors affect the RF exposure of people near an amateur station antenna? A, frequency and power level of the RF field. B, distance from the antenna to a person. C, radiation pattern of the antenna. Well, the correct answer is D, delta. All of these choices are correct. When performing an RF exposure evaluation, you'll need information on the RF signal's frequency and power level, distance from the antenna, and the antenna's radiation pattern. Once you've done an evaluation, you don't need to reevaluate unless you change equipment in your station that affects the average output power, such as increasing transmitter power or antenna gain. You'll also need to reevaluate if you add a new frequency band. AM radio license manual page 9-14. Okay. Okay, let's see if we can find another. See if we can find another question here. All right. Let me reset. What are the toughest questions in the Tech General and Extra Q&A? Your tower questions, of course. Those of you who are getting your first ham radio license, someday you're going to be involved in climbing a tower. You're either going to be a part of the climbing the tower itself, or you're going to be part of the tower support ground crew. If they ask this next question at the VE testing session here in Freeport tomorrow, and if you get it right, that might be the question that puts you over the top as far as getting your license going. Here it goes. Which of the following is an important safety rule to remember when using a crank-up tower? A, this type of tower must never be painted. B, this type of tower must never be grounded. C, this type of tower must not be climbed unless it is retracted. or mechanical safety locking devices have been installed? D, all of these choices are correct. Which of the following is an important safety rule to remember when using a crank-up tower? A, this type of tower must never be painted. B, this type of tower must never be grounded. C, this type of tower must not be climbed unless it is retracted, or mechanical safety locking devices have been installed. D, all of these choices are correct. Anybody have correct answer to this question? You tower climbers should know the correct answer to this question by heart.
People.
I think you're still out enjoying the weather, Al. Go ahead.
Season Charlie.
You are correct, Al. You are correct. Which of the following is an important safety rule to remember when using a crank-up tower? Correct answer is C, Charlie. This type of tower must not be climbed unless it is retracted or mechanical safety locking devices have been installed. Crank-up towers must be fully retracted or mechanical safety locking devices must have been installed. Never climb a crank-up tower supported only by the cable that supports the section. Ham radio license manual, page 9-19. We're going to try some more questions. We're going to do it probably in the general and the extra Q&A. But before we do that, do we have any more stations who'd like to check in the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now. Okay, people are still be out enjoying the weather, so okay. Now we're going to do some questions in the general Q&A. Okay. Which of the following is good practice when choosing a transmitting frequency to answer a station calling CQ using FT8? A, always call on the station's frequency. B, call on any frequency in the waterfall except the station's frequency. C, find a clear frequency during the same time slot as the calling station. D, find a clear frequency during the alternate time slot to the calling station. Which of the following is a good practice when choosing a transmitting frequency to answer a station calling CQ using FT8? A, always call on the station's frequency. B, call on any frequency in the waterfall except the station's frequency. C, find a clear frequency during the same time slot as the calling station. D, find the clear frequency during the alternate time slot to the calling station. Anybody have a correct answer to this question? Okay, I guess we don't have any FT8 people on the air tonight, so I'm going to go ahead and read the question and give the answer. Which of the following is good practice when choosing a transmitting frequency to answer a station calling CQ using FT8? Correct answer is D, Delta. Find a clear frequency during the alternate time slot to the calling station. Because WSJT is an open source project, you should expect variations of FT8 to behave differently. Generally, when responding to a CQ on FT8, you should locate a clear frequency in the waterfall and select the time slot that doesn't interfere with the calling stations. Remember that time synchronization is important for FT4 and FT8. General Class License Manual, page 6-6. So, find another question here. propagation allows signals to be heard in the transmitting station's skip zone? A. Faraday rotation. B. Scatter. C. Corridor hop. B. Short path. What type of propagation allows signals to be heard in the transmitting station's skip zone? A. Faraday rotation. B. Scatter. C. Corridor hop. D. Short path. Anybody correct to answer this question? Okay, what type of propagation allows signals to be heard in the transmitting signal's skip zone? The correct answer is B. Bravo, scatter. The area between the farthest reach of ground wave propagation and the point where signals are refracted back from the ionosphere, skywave propagation in parentheses, is called the skip zone. Since some of the transmitted signal is scattered in the atmosphere, communication may be possible in the skip zone by the use of scatter signals. General Class Lines and Manual, page 8-12. Okay. Which of the following might be useful in reducing RF interference through audio frequency circuits? A. Bypass inductor. B. Bypass capacitor. C. Forward biased diode. D. Reverse biased diode. Which of the following might be useful in reducing RF interference through audio frequency circuits? A. Bypass inductor. B. Bypass capacitor. C. Forward biased diode. D. Reverse biased diode. Anybody correct to answer this question? Okay, which of the following might be useful in reducing RF interference to audio frequency circuits? Correct answer is B. Bravo, bypass capacitor. If radio frequency interference is entering a home audio system through external control cables or power leads, a bypass capacitor can be effective at keeping the unwanted RF signal out of the equipment. With transistor or integrated circuit audio amplifiers, you may need to use RF chokes in series with the speaker loads instead of a bypass capacitor. See the ARRL handbook for more information on finding and fixing RFI problems. General Class License Manual, page 5-21. Do we have any more stations? Would like to check in the Friday Night Fun Net, please call now.
Good evening, Jimmy. Kilo Charlie 9 India Hotel. Casey in LaSalle via EchoLink. KC9IH.
KC9IH. Casey down in LaSalle. Good evening to you, Casey. Good hearing from you. What's going on with you?
Oh, just a quiet day. Well, wait a minute, that was yesterday. Went to Princeton to the chiropractor. Went to Oglesby to the barber. Then went to Peru and paid off my physical therapy bill. And did some grocery shopping at Aldi's and the Buck and a Quarter store and Walmart, and came home and shoved my face full of junk food, and then sat down to listen in to the Friday Night Fun Net. I mean, who could have more fun than that? KC9 GCR, KC9IH.
That's okay, Casey. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. I was at the question that tonight there. We're talking about older restaurants that are no longer in operation. Well, what what were your favorite old former restaurants that you used to go to back in the day, like your local mom pop operation or your chain operation or what have you?
Well, Dog and Suds was one of my favorites. There's still 3 of them around up in the northeast part of Illinois, and one up in Tomahawk, Wisconsin, and about 8 or so others. And I had a friend that was running 2 of them in Muskegon, Michigan, who wound up with heart problems, so they're on the market for sale. He had to close them down a couple of years ago when he went in the hospital, but Dog and Suds, I would say, would probably be my favorite. Yeah, that was really about it. Or maybe a couple local hot dog stands that were long gone decades ago, like the Highway 51 drive-in. My father always appreciated that one. He said it had the cutest car hops. Of course, at the time I was about
Casey, that's terrific. That's terrific. Yeah, I remember the Dog and Suds. We used to have one here in Freeport many years ago. I was growing up. We used to remember the car hops and the jukebox playing and what have you. I was just telling Kurt KD9MED that. That's for sure. Okay, Casey, I'll tell you what. Depending on what time I get done here, I was going to be switching over to probably to 440-950 Chaz Repeater to catch the night watch net. Although last night 443-750 was coming in pretty good too. So okay. 73, Casey, thank you for checking in. If you like, you can mention to the guys on Night Watch Net that you checked in the Friday Night Fun Net. So we'll talk to you later. 73, have a good evening. Thank you for checking in. KC9GCR will be clear.
73, Jimmy, KC9IH will be clear.
That was great, Casey. Check. You know, he checked in last week too on this EchoLink. That's pretty good. So okay. Any more stations want to check in? Please call now. Okay, I'm going to read a couple more questions in the extra class at Q&A before we move on here. So, okay, let's see. Okay, oh boy. All right, just a minute. Okay. By how much does the VHF-UHF radio horizon distance exceed the geometric horizon? A, by approximately 15% of the distance. B, by approximately twice the distance. C, by approximately 50% of the distance. D, by approximately 4 times the distance. By how much does the VHF-UHF radio horizon distance exceed the geometric horizon? A, by approximately 15% of the distance. C, by approximately twice the distance. C, by approximately 50% of the distance. D, by approximately 4 times the distance. Anybody have a correct answer to this question? Okay, by how much does the VHF-UHF radio horizon distance exceed the geometric horizon? Correct answer is A, alpha, by approximately 15% of the distance. Under normal conditions, Bending in the troposphere causes VHF and UHF radio waves to be returned to Earth beyond the visible horizon. The radio horizon is approximately 15% farther than the geometric horizon. Under normal conditions, the structure of the atmosphere near the Earth causes radio waves to bend into a curved path that keeps them nearer to the Earth than would be the case for true straight line travel. Extra class license manual page 10-10. Okay, what is reciprocal mixing? A. Two out-of-band signals mixing to generate an in-band spurious signal. B. In-phase signals canceling in a mixer resulting in a loss of receiver sensitivity. C. Two digital signals combining from alternate time slots. D. Local oscillator phase noise mixing with adjacent strong signals to create interference to desired signal. What is reciprocal mixing? A. Two out-of-band signals mixing to generate an in-band spurious signal. B. Oh, wait a minute, hold on. B. In-phase signals canceling in a mixer resulting in loss of receiver sensitivity. C. Two digital signals combining from alternate time slots. D. Local oscillator phase noise mixing with adjacent strong signals to create interference to desired signals. Anybody correct to answer this question?
Kilowatt Echo 9 Norway.
Go ahead, Kurt.
I'm going to say D as in dog.
You are correct, Kurt. You are correct. D as in dog is right. What is reciprocal mixing? The correct answer is D delta. Local oscillator phase noise mixing with adjacent strong signals to create interference to desired signal. All right. We'll find one more here, and I think we'll call it quits as far as trivia. I'm not reading that one. Oh boy, okay, all right. Okay, this is the last question of the evening. Which of the following semiconductor materials contains excess free electrons? A. N-type. B. P-type. C. Bipolar. D. Insulated gate. Which of the following semiconductor materials contains excess free electrons? A. N-type. B. P-type. C. Bipolar. D. Insulated gate. Anybody correct to answer this question? Okay. Which of the following semiconductor materials contains excess free electrons? Correct answer is A. Alpha, N-type. Since electrons carry a negative charge, symbolized by N, a semiconductor material that contains more than 3 electrons than pure materials is called N-type material. Extra class license manual page 5-2. This concludes the Friday Night Fun Net Trivia for this Friday night. We'll do it again next Friday night. Okay, do we have any more stations? I'd like to check in. Please call now. Okay, just a reminder, Starved Rock Radio Club, American Radio Relay League sanctioned Ham Fest 2024. Ham Radio That will take place Sunday, June the 2nd, 2024. Indoor, 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. Okay. Ham radio, RC models, computer, and all hobbies. Flea market at 6 a.m. to 1 p.m. Ham radio hobbyists and collectors show. Sunday, June the 2nd, 2024. Indoor, 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. Taking place at the Mendota Tri-County Fairgrounds, 503 First Avenue, Mendota, Illinois, 61342. ARRLBE testing session, 9:30 a.m. to 11 a.m. Grand prize cash drawings, $50 to $75 to $100 at 12 noon. Tickets, $8 advance at 2 subs or $10 at gate, 2 subs. All advance orders must be received. Well, we can forget that one. Grand prize winners need not be present to win. One moment, please. Now, my magnifier fell down on the floor. Oh, I ain't gonna worry about it. I'll wait till after the net's over if I'm trying to locate it. Okay. Start Rock Ham Fest. Hopefully you guys get a good turnout. You guys get to go down there. Okay, any more stations want to check the Friday Night Fun? Then please call now. Okay, now I'm going to give you the rundown of all the other nets we have in the area. In about 8 or 9 minutes at 10 o'clock, we got the Night Watch net. That will take place on 443.750 repeater in Chicago. That has a PL of 114.8 plus offset. You can get in via the EchoLink. Also, you can get into that net by using the 440.950 repeater in Janesville. That's Chad's repeater, W9AXD. That has a PL of 123.0 plus offset. So that net runs 7 nights a week. It all depends on who is net control and how many check-ins he gets. So, okay. I'm going to try to listen to that net when I get done here. Okay. Don't forget tomorrow evening at 8 p.m. on this repair. We got the Saturday evening rag chew net. I will be net control of that net. Let's see. We go around a few times, talk about different stuff. Net control usually has a topic they want to bring up. You want to talk about that topic, fine. If not, you can bring up something else. But we go around a few times. We talk about rag chew. We usually average around 8, 9, or 10 check-ins to that net. So that's a good net, so do check it out. Tomorrow evening at 8 p.m. on this repeater. Okay, Sunday evening at 7 p.m. we got the Big Thunder Amp Radio Club net and been on the 147.375 repeater in Belvedere, PL 100.0 plus offset. That net gets underway at 7 p.m. The Green County Aries Racing net meets at 7:30 p.m. on the 145.450 repeater in Monroe with PL 123.0 minus offset. There was no net next last week due to the Memorial Day holiday. Monday evenings, you got the Monday night rah-rah info net on this repeater at 7 o'clock. At 8 p.m. on the 146.970 repeater in Dixon, PL1 of 80 82.5 minus offset, the Lee County Areas Racing Group meets. They have their net. The Kishwaukee Trail Cup holds its Monday evening net at 8:30 p.m. on the 146.730 repeater in DeKalb with a PL 100.0 minus offset. Hey, before I continue on with the different nets, if we have any more stations you want to check in, please call now. Okay, Tuesday evenings at 7 p.m. we have the Health Tech and Social Net which meets on this repeater with Larry, HC9GO as net control operator. By the way, after the Monday and Tuesday night nets, Larry, K9KCT has the CW practice. Also at 7 p.m. on the 145.450 repeater in Janesville with PL 123.0 minus offset, the Rock County Public Service Net is held. Tuesday evenings at 8:30 p.m. on the 147.165 repeater in Oregon with a PL 146.2 plus offset. You got the Ogle County and Hams net. As soon as they get done with that net, if they have time, they'll go switch over to 146.595 simplex for frequency for a brief simplex net. After they get done with that net, they'll switch back to the 147.165 repeater for the 9 o'clock Ogle County and Amsterdam net for every Skywarn. Okay, Wednesday evenings at 7 p.m. on this repeater, we got the new Wednesday evening chat net. They go around talking about different subjects. I think Larry K9HKX was net control of that net. Also at 7 p.m. here in Freeport, 147.390 repeater with the PL 114.8 plus offset. We have the Stevenson County Areas net, which I'm the net control operator. Then at 8 p.m. at 7:30 p.m. we got the Greater Boyd Dam Radio Club net, which meets on the 147.120 repeater, PL 123.0 plus offset at 7:30 p.m. Then at 8 p.m. on the 147.390 repeater in Freeport, we got the Wednesday evening swap net. Mel K9RFD and I share use the net control operator. Mel does the AMS radio news line, 15 minutes independent news broadcast, and won't entirely to AMS radio. Thursday evenings at 7 p.m. on this repeater, we got the Winnebago County Skywarn train net. We're trying to get you ready for a severe weather season and what have you. I was net control last night. I was net control last Thursday night too. We'll see what happens later next week. Okay, I want to tell you about the Rock County Simplex net. Beginning next Thursday, that net will be broadcast. Will not be the Rock County Simplex net anymore. It'll be the Rock County Repeater net because we're going to be moving to the 440.950 repeater in Janesville. The PL 123.0 plus offset. That's Chad's repeater. He's going to do it. He's going to crossband. You'll still be able to hear that net on 146.415 simplex. You'll also hear that net on 147.415 simplex. That's his way of a crossband. So let's see how that works out. People, you're not doing anything on Thursday night. Let's check into that net. We've only had about 2 or 3 check-ins each every Thursday night. This continues Chad may have to discontinue that net. We hate to see a net go by the board there, that's for sure. So do start checking into that Thursday evening net. Again, be at 8 p.m. on a new at a new frequency, 440.950 repeater, PL 123.0 minus plus offset. This is K9GCR, the Friday Night Fun in a K9RFD Repeater Rockford, transmitting from Friday Night Fun Net Center in Freeport. It is now 10 p.m. curfew time. Parents, you know where your children are at. Lockdown. Winnebago County Jail is now going into lockdown. Terry, K9MED, was telling me he listens to the jail frequencies on the scanner. Every night at 10 p.m., dispatch radios all corrections officers, lockdown. Time to put the jailbirds to bed. Nighty night. Sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite. Okay. Those of you on HF, the C-Now that is held every day, Monday through Friday, 1400 to 1500 hours Zulu, on or 8 or 9 a.m. local time on 14.287 megahertz at 20 meters upper sideband with Chuck WD9MED as your net control operator. Okay, now you're all caught up to date in your local net. Support your local net control operators, your local nets, your local repeaters, and you're a member of any ham radio club, by all means support your local clubs. Okay, do we have any more stations? We'd like to check the Friday Night Fun net. Please call now. Okay, at this time, I think I'm going to go ahead and read the amateur's code. Number 1, the amateur is considerate. He never knows he uses the air in such a way to lessen the pleasure of others. 2, the amateur is loyal. He offers his loyalty, encouragement, and support to his fellow radio amateurs, his local club, and to the American Radio Relay League, which amateur radio represents. 3, the amateur is progressive. He keeps the station abreast of science. Is well-built and efficient. His operating practice is above reproach. 4, the amateur is friendly. Slow and patient sending when requested. Friendly advice and counsel to the beginner. Kindly assistance and cooperation and consideration for the interests of others. These are marks of the amateur spirit. 5, and this is very important. The amateur is balanced. Radio is his hobby. He never allows to interfere with any of his duties he owes in his home, his job, his school, or his community. 6, the amateur is patriotic. His knowledge and his station are always ready for the service of his country's community. That's the amateur's code. That's Tony K9RFD or easy here in Steams County says. Some to live by not only on the radio but throughout life itself. Okay, at this time, do we have any more stations who'd like to check in the Friday Night Fun net? Please go now. Okay, I want to tell you about the Friday Night Fun Net Central Facebook page. Mike, AC9, no. K9MED is live streaming this net around the world on the internet and on YouTube. He's also recording it for future rebroadcast on the Friday Night Fun Net Facebook page. As soon as I get done with this net, I'll let him know when he'll post this net. You'll be able to hear it. If you didn't hear most of it, you'll hear it again tonight. You'll hear past editions of the net. So, it's Friday night, every night of the week, with the Friday Night Fun Net Central Facebook page. Listen to the Friday Night Fun Net all day, every day, or all night, every night. So, okay. Then, what do I want to say? It's 3 o'clock in the morning, you can't sleep, so you decide you're going to turn on the Friday Night Fun Net Facebook page and listen to the Friday Night Fun Net. If that doesn't put you to sleep, I don't know what will. Okay, then what up? Okay, now we got the Friday Night Fun Net Central Hotline, area code 815-232-FN, 232-3636, the local Freeport number. It's your traditional red desktop touchtone telephone. You heard it ring earlier tonight during the net when John, KC9DDF, checked in. Oh, that's right. Remember, I got to put him down in the check-in list. That's a real telephone ring, folks, not that phony cell phone ring. Okay, at this time, we have any more stations want to check in. Please go now. Okay, and now at this time, I'm going to do my honorary check-in. Okay, N9ARB. Our EC here in Stevens County, HC honorary check-in, N9CAB. Tracy, his better half, HC honorary check-in. I remember last week I screwed up big time with these call signs. All right. One of the best guys in the whole world. He doesn't check in much, but he listens every Friday night. Richard, N9ZO in Belvedere, HC honorary check-in. Okay. Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna check in KD9. ZIY, Seth and Duran, HC honorary check-in. KD9, ZTZ, Corey, HC honorary check-in, okay? EC9, G.O., Larry and Rock, HC honorary check-in. He's the host of the Tuesday evening Health Tech and Social at 7 p.m. on this repeater. KD9 HKKX HC honorary check-in. Larry, okay? K9ICH, HC honorary check-in. You know what? I got check-in to Scott. KC9YI, HC honorary check-in. You'll hear him on this coming Sunday night in the Green County Aries net. Oh, I forgot to mention the Whiteside County Aries net meets on 146.850 repeater in Sterling with the PL 114.8 minus offset. Sunday evenings at 8 p.m. You shouldn't have any problem getting into that repeater. The antenna is 300 feet in the air on the Illinois State Police Troop 1 radio tower at their main headquarters down in Sterling. I forgot the Illinois statewide areas that meets on 3.905 megahertz, it's 75, 80 meters upper sideband, 4:30 p.m. on first and third Sundays of each month. There'll be a net this coming Sunday on the 2nd and on the 16th at 4:30 p.m. Check down. N9WSQ, George and Dakota, our club president. I'll see him next week. We have our Repeater Association meeting. KD9LOA, Brandon and Rowlina, H. Honorary checking. KD9OVJ. Jonathan McConnell, HC honorary checking. Okay. Are there any more stations you want checking? Please go now. Okay, Scott. I got you put down as an honorary checking. What's going on with you?
Good evening, Jim. Thanks for getting me checked in there. And, well, I just got done with supper here. Our friends left a little bit ago, and I just happened to tune in some of the guys on 160 meters. Noise was down tonight, and man, wasn't too bad for summertime. So I said hi to them, and then I came over here to say hi to you. So K9GCR, this is K9YI.
Okay, sounds good. Scott, I was asking a question tonight. Back in, what were your favorite the restaurants that are no longer in operation anymore? What was your favorite restaurant you used to go to back in your younger days that are not in business anymore?
Oh boy, you get me trying to think there. There was a restaurant up in Mount Horeb that was out in the country, and I'm trying to think of what its name was. So it was just outside of Mount Horeb. It was a very good place to eat. Yeah, they had some really good sandwiches and stuff. Maybe also the one up in Door County, the Hickory, up in Fish Creek. I see they're closed now, but yeah, that's a very good restaurant as well. It was right on the main road there in Fish Creek, Wisconsin.
This is K9GCR Friday Night Fun at K9RFD Repeater in Rockford, transmitting Friday Night Fun at Central and Freeport. Okay, Scott, sounds good. Hey, have a good evening. We'll catch you on the Green County Net this coming Sunday night. K9GCR, we clear. Thank you for checking the Friday Night Fun Net.
Somebody free, Jim, and we'll catch you later. Down the net with K9YI clear.
Okay, thanks for checking in, Scott. Any more stations want to check the Friday Night Fun Net? Please call now.
Alpha Charlie 9, Golf Oscar, Larry and Rockton.
AC9GO, good evening. Larry, I already got you down as non-early check-in, but I moved that. I removed that HC now, so you're good. What's going on with you?
Hey, not a whole lot. I was getting ready to put up a tower, and been kind of busy with that. But outside of that, oh, just this and that. I always have something to keep me busy there, you know. AC9GO back to net.
Okay, sounds good, Larry. On the second roundtable tonight, we were talking about some of the old restaurants back in the day there. When you were growing up, where did you used to go for your hamburgers or stuff there? The old restaurants there are not in existence anymore.
You know, it's when I was growing up, first going to restaurants, it was in Fort Wayne, Indiana, and I have no idea what's still there anymore. But probably the restaurants I'm thinking about wouldn't even be here anymore.
Okay, sounds good, Larry. Okay, hey, thanks for checking in. 7-3, have a good evening. Well, thank you for checking the Friday Night Fun. Enjoy your evening, enjoy your weekend. We'll talk to you down the log.
All right, Jimmy. You have a good weekend, and as they say, a better day tomorrow. AC9GO 73, my friend.
Talk to you later, Larry. Okay, any more stations you want to check the Friday Night Fun then? Please go now.
This is KB9ZDD, Mike out by Davis, no traffic.
KB9ZDD, good evening to you, Mike. What's going on with you?
Oh, nothing exciting at all. Looking forward to a weekend off work.
Okay, sounds good. Are you gonna be playing radio tomorrow or this weekend, or what are you gonna do?
Oh, I'm not real sure, to be honest with you. I've got a T-ball game. My youngest I'm their T-ball coach, so I should probably go to that tomorrow morning. Most likely yard work and working on whatever piece of equipment around here is broke. There's always a lot of them.
Okay, sounds good. We're talking about old, former restaurants that are not around anymore, like the Dog and Suds and let's see, Hitching Post or what have you, Sizzle Shop, or you probably wouldn't remember those places. You're probably too young to remember. What was your favorite restaurant that you used to go to back in your younger days that is not around anymore?
Well, actually there, Jimmy, two of those three I do remember. I remember where Dog and Suds was there, right on Galena. But actually, if you're talking about ones that aren't there anymore that I remember, let's throw Schnitzel's out there. I don't know how many will remember that one. It's where Royal Pub and Woodfire Pizza, I think it is now. That was a dark little restaurant. My grandmother used to love going there, so we went out with her. We generally were going to Schnitzel's. Kind of a Italian / German / English joint. It was a really dark, heavily wood place. I remember it fondly, although I remember the food not being the greatest, but Grandma liked it, so that's where we went.
Oh yeah, we used to eat at Schnitzel's a couple of times. My mother used to love that place.
Yeah, it was pretty well attended every time I was there, so that's the one that's no longer there that I remember.
Oh yeah, I remember the Dog and Suds there too. Of course, we also ate at the Sizzle Shop on Stevenson Street, and when I was a kid, we used to eat the Mid-City Grill and the Roy's Fountain and Sippin' Bite Cafe and what have you too.
If we're talking Freeport and you want to get real fancy, A&W, obviously, that was always good. We were down there for Coney Dog Tuesdays, a lot of Tuesdays. But let's go even further back and let's talk about Emmert's lunch counter. Emmert's drugstore downtown, all the way in the back. They had a lunch counter back there and soda fountain. I would go down there as a kid. Saturdays we'd walk downtown and do all of our shopping, and Emmert's was always my favorite because they had model railroad stuff upstairs, and the lunch counter and back I could get an ice cream soda.
Oh yeah, another thing. Jupiter or Kresge's or Jupiter's, they used to have that grill, that little restaurant in there too.
Yeah, that I remember being there, but I don't know that we ever ate there. So. All right, well, I will turn it back over to the net and go back to the writing I was doing. Kilo Bravo 9, Zulu Delta Delta.
Mike, thank you for checking in. You have a good evening and enjoy your weekend. We'll talk to you down below. Thank you for checking the Friday Night Fun Net. Okay, do we have any more stations you want to check in? Please call now. Oh, I got checking the Dean, K9FLO. I guess he forgot he must be doing something, but he's checked in. Any more stations you want to check in? Please call now. Okay, anybody have any further comments, traffic, or input they'd like to bring for the net at this time? Okay, I want to thank Dan, N9DCH, the trustee of this repeater, the members of the 195 group for allowing us users of this repeater to hold the Friday Night Fun Net. I'm going to run down the stations I've checked in so far. Myself, K9GCR, Net Control, W9AXD Matt, who drives through Freeport, he called me on the 39 repeater. I asked him if he'd like to be checked in as an early bird. I said he did, so he's checked in. N4WGN, Bob here in Freeport, mile west of me, also early bird checking. N9DLB, Dave here in Freeport, also early bird. Mile east of me, lives just north of Beale, downtown Freeport. Okay. Okay, now I'm going to run down. Okay, let's see now. K9KZT, I want to thank K9KZT, H9NW, KD9YBG, Dale, KD9EPG, Al, 89VU, H9JZ, W9JTC, Jamie, KC9QPL, Paul, W9KLG, Kevin, Short Time, KC9RGT, Norman Orfordville. I just want to check. K9MED, Mike was doing the honors of live streaming this net on the internet and on YouTube and recording this on future replay and Friday Night Fun Net Facebook page. KD9FPI, thank you for checking in. N9EGM, Kevin, K9FEO, Justin, KD9N, Kurt, KC9IH, KC Downroad Shell, LaSalle, checking on the EchoLink. I didn't even know this repeater was connected to that EchoLink. K9DDF, John Ellison. I almost forgot to check him, and he called on the hotline. Down my honorary check-ins. N9ARB, N9TAB, N9ZO, KD9ZIY, Seth, KD9ZTZ, Corey, AC9GO, who checked in. I had him down as honorary check, but he checked in, but he checked on the radio. K9HKS, Larry, Roscoe, let's see. K9ICH, Robert, K9YI Scott Monroe. I had put him down as earlier as an honorary check, but he checked on the radio. N9WSQ George, honorary checking. K9LOA, K9OVJ, K9JPP, and the honorary check-ins, KB9ZDD Mike, and the last but certainly not least, K9FLO, Dean and Roscoe, honorary check-in. Total, let's see it. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 on air check-ins. Let's see. 3 early bird check-ins and 1 Friday night fun net hotline check-in, and let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 honorary check-ins for a total of 36 check-ins. Okay. Any more stations want to check in the Friday Night Fun Net, please call now. Well, it was a slow turnout tonight, but it was a great net. I hope everybody enjoyed themselves. They checked in. I hope you enjoyed the net as much as I enjoyed bringing it to you. Be sure you tell your mothers, your fathers, and your sons and daughters, your brothers and sisters, your aunts and uncles, your nieces, your nephews, your grandparents, your neighbors across street, down street, next door. Be sure you tell your butcher, your baker, your candlestick maker. Be sure to tell the clerk behind the checkout counter at your grocery store. Be sure to tell the clerk behind the counter at your convenience store. Be sure you tell your waiters, your waitresses, and your bartenders if they're friendly neighborhood bars, restaurants, taverns, or pubs. Be sure you tell the clerk behind the counter your local post office when you buy your stamps or envelopes. Be sure you tell your bank cashier when you go to check it, withdraw money or cash a check at your bank. Be sure to tell the members of your local PTA or PTO, your used car dealer, your new car dealer, your garage mechanic, your stockbroker. Be sure you tell your priests, your ministers, your rabbis, your mullahs, your ayatollahs, or your moms. Be sure you tell your probation officer, your parole officer, your divorce lawyer. Okay, be sure you tell your boyfriends, your girlfriends, your ex-boyfriends, your ex-girlfriends, your husbands, your wives, your ex-husbands, your ex-wives, your ex-in-laws, of course, your old ladies about the Friday Night Fun Net. The more check-ins, the better the net. Make sure you have valid FCC license before you check in. I'm sorry, folks, we do not take check-ins from jailbirds, jammers, spotty moms, crackheads, potheads, dopeheads, telemarketers. If you sit in the clubhouse or take a knee or clench your fist when the national anthem is being played, we don't take your check-ins. If you don't back the blue, we don't take your check-ins. That's plain and as simple as that. Okay, this concludes the Friday Night Fun Day for Friday, May 31st, 2024. Last Friday Night Fun Day of the month of May. We start a brand new month tomorrow. Okay, there being no further business, this is the last call for any station you want to check in the Friday Night Fun Day for anywhere in the region. With ground traffic, please call K9GCR. Last call for Ratchet Talk. tune in again next week, same time, same repeater, for another edition of Friday Night Fun Net. This concludes the Friday Night Fun Net for Friday, May 31st, 2024. Until next week, this is Jim, K9GCR, wishing all a very pleasant, now closing down this net and return the repeater to frequency normal and radio use at exactly 10:30 p.m. Central Daylight Time, 3 hours, 30 minutes Zulu time with a total of 36 seconds overall. 7-3s are able to enjoy your weekend and enjoy your evening. This is K9GCR. Wish you all a very pleasant good night. K9MED, K9MED, K9GCR.
KD9MED.
Go ahead and post it, Mike. He said exactly 2 hours, 30 minutes net with an unofficial count of 36 seconds.
All right, Jimmy, we'll get it posted here in just a few seconds. All right, it's KD9MED. Clear on your final.